The footage you are watching is from a broadcast of a video game speedrun marathon called Really Really Longathon from 2017. It is a marathon that features some of the longest speed games out there, and the game you are having a look at right now is called Baten Kaitos, a role-playing game originally released in 2003 on the Nintendo GameCube, and is notoriously known for having one of the longest speedrun categories of any game. The game is focused around the concept of Magnus, magical cards that capture the essence of items found in the in-game world. One of these items is called Shampoo, and it evolves or ages into another item called Splendid Hair. This process takes exactly 2 weeks, or 336 hours, to complete, and this aging process pauses while menus are open. The category being run by Baten at this marathon is the 100% category, meaning we will have to collect every single item in the run, including the Splendid Hair item. This item is the sole reason for this absolutely absurd length. And if we take a look here at the timer, we can see that this run clocked in at a total of 342 hours. An absolutely insane time for a speedrun. The 100% run of Baten Kaitos is arguably one of the more well-known, longest speedruns, and it made an appearance in this video from EasyScape as the longest speedrun ever, and in Storster's video on the same topic. I was inspired by these two videos to go out and begin researching if there were any longer speedruns hidden out there that were less known or had been achieved more recently, and what I found absolutely blew me away. If you'd like to take a seat and stick around for a while, I'll tell you today in this video about the longest speedruns in the world. The first game on our list is Spider, Rite of the Shrouded Moon, a puzzle game from 2015 where the player takes control of a spider whose primary goal is to survive by spinning webs and eating insects. At the same time, the player can explore the manor, searching for secrets and clues. The aim in each level is to eat a certain amount of insects, at which point a portal to the next level will open. The game checks for your location to determine whether or not it should be raining in-game, and also checks your computer clock to determine whether it should be daytime or nighttime, as well as the current phase of the moon cycle. The only in-game way this is altered is periodically the game allows you to switch the daytime and nighttime, or weather, for a while if you wish to complete certain parts of the game without waiting for it to rain in a particular part of the month. The player Snowfats completed a no-time manipulation speedrun of this game, which explicitly prevents the manipulation of the computer's clock, and you must complete certain parts of the game during certain phases of the moon. Snowfats posted a spreadsheet on the speedrun.com forum page for the game, detailing the dates corresponding to all required moon phases for his run, which began on December 23rd of 2017 and ended January 15th of 2018, clocking in at over a whopping 528 hours. Almost all of this run is comprised of waiting for each phase of the moon to perform isolated parts of the speedrun. As you can see by comparison, the fastest completion of the game is just under 24 minutes. In spite of this run is still an awesome technical achievement and one of the longest real-time runs of any game ever performed. Animal Crossing New Leaf was released in 2012 on the Nintendo 3DS, and it is the fourth main title in the Animal Crossing series. It is a social simulation game where the player controls a human character who takes on the role of mayor in a town populated with anthropomorphic animals. The player has the ability to do activities such as bug catching, fishing, and befriending villagers, and with the help of the townsfolk and a secretary named Isabel, it is the player's job to make the town a better place to live. On the morning of April 9th, 2021, which is actually my birthday funnily enough, Cold Eggman would embark on a journey to complete a real-time 100% speedrun of the game, which hadn't ever been done before and didn't have an established leaderboard anywhere at the time. Cold Eggman defined the requirements for a full completion as follows: full encyclopedia, all bugs, all fish, and all diving creatures, all golden tools, gold house parts unlocked, but you don't need to have the gold house present, just the house parts unlocked at Nook's homes. All Nookling upgrades. All main street shops unlocked. Kix, Shampoodle, Dream Suite, Club LOL, Museum 2F, and Katarina's shop. All menu unlocks. All emotes and best friend list tab. All public works projects. All gold badges. All town unlockables. Island, secret storeroom, QR code machine, and color contacts. Max town tree, and full catalog. Note that a true full catalog is impossible now, as there were downloadable items which were released by Nintendo only for a short period of time and are no longer legitimately obtainable, so these items were excluded in the run. Cold Eggman also excluded all items you can only get from Club Tortimer Islands, explaining the reasoning in a frequently asked questions post on Pastebin. Question: why exclude Club Tortimer? Answer: well, the thing about Club Tortimer is the items restock only once per day. I mean a literal day in real time. so you could go the whole speedrun without seeing one of the items you would need, and I honestly thought that would have been really unfair, so I decided not to include it. Also, sometimes you can encounter hackers, and if you do something wrong, they can actually mess with your town, I've heard, so it's better not to include this. It's only 6 items though, so it's not a big deal. Cold Eggman reasoned ahead of time that despite estimating that the run would take hundreds of hours to complete, there was an element that made this endeavor worth attempting in real time, and that is the Gold Playtime Badge. This badge is awarded to players who have spent a total time of 500 hours in their village. And so Cold Eggman stated that sleeping in real life while idling in town would still be productive as it would contribute to acquiring this badge. Cold Eggman would go on to play around 12 hours a day for over a month, using a backup camera to record the entire gameplay session, which culminated in a ridiculous final time of over 638 hours.
Oh my god. 638, 27, 29. Oh my gosh, thank you for the sub, Namu.
Old School RuneScape is a massively multiplayer online role-playing game released in 2013, originally as a 2007 version of the 2001 MMORPG RuneScape, and has since become the more popular version of the game. There are 23 skills in the game which can be leveled to a maximum of level 99. The experience points needed to level up any skill increases exponentially. To put it into perspective, it only takes 83 experience points to increase from level 1 to level 2, but it takes over 1.2 million experience points to increase from level 98 to level 99. Getting all 23 skills in the game to level 99 achieves a total level of 2,277, requiring around 300 million total experience points. Upon reaching this milestone, the player can obtain an item in the game called Max Cape. For regular players, this takes thousands of hours to achieve, although until recently, no one had ever attempted to speedrun this achievement alone. In July of 2022, the players HeboxJong and JCW both set off to attempt a run for this record. This timing was apparently not planned, but made for a fun, friendly competition to behold for spectators. The rules for the run were that it was to be done on a normal, unrestricted account, and in-game time was used to measure the final speedrun. In-game time was used over real time because it was expected that this run would take almost 1,000 hours of actual gameplay, so it could be a dangerously bad idea to make the run entirely about who could play more hours per day for such an extended period of time. I mentioned that the account would be unrestricted, which has a few implications. Those being that firstly, because the speedrun account is completely unrestricted, it is allowed to receive items from another account the player may have instead of having to start completely from scratch. And secondly, other accounts can be used to speed up the run. Alt accounts are used in many different places, with some skilling methods having up to 5 alts being played at the same time as the speedrun account. Notably, this is the first run on this list to use in-game time, meaning that breaks are allowed in between play sessions as only time spent playing is counted towards the final time. And this created an interesting loophole where alt accounts were used to clump up a bunch of enemies so that the speedrun account could briefly log in, defeat all of them at once, and then log out again, minimizing the progression of the in-game timer on the speedrun account. This strategy is obviously much slower in real time, but arose as a result of this rule set, which I just think is pretty cool and neat. JCW started a run without a completely planned route in mind, whereas HeboxJong pretty much had the entire route planned from the beginning, which is a factor that gave HeboxJong a lead. Both runs saw their fair share of small mistakes, typically forgetting things during questing or other detours, or errors during one-time boss fights, but both players had excellent execution during the repetitive skilling that makes up the vast majority of the run. Due to better planning and less time lost due to errors, HeboxJong was able to achieve a large lead over JCW, and it became apparent near the end of both players' runs that HeboxJong would have the better time at the end. Together, they decided that JCW would max his account first on March 26th of 2023, so that he could hold the world record before HeboxJong maxed his account later that day, resulting in a final time for JCW of 791 hours, and for HeboxJong of 771 hours. An absolutely astonishing feat, unlike anything any RuneScape player had ever seen before. To wrap up this video, I'd like to showcase an absurdly long run that is currently in progress and looks to shatter the record for the longest speedrun ever if it's completed. The game is Diablo 3 Reaper of Souls, a 2012 online-only hack-and-slash action role-playing game, and is the third installment in the Diablo franchise. In my research for this video, I came across this thread on the speedrun.com page for this game, with the original poster asking 6 years ago if there would ever be a 100% category added, to which only a couple posters replied indicating probably not. 3 years later, a user by the name of TheTravellingInquisitor would post this message outlining a possible list of requirements for a solo 100% completion run, which would include all achievements minus the co-op achievements, and estimated that it would probably take around 6,800 hours to achieve, which is a mind-boggling number. TheTravellingInquisitor occasionally posts to this thread to provide summaries every time a 1,000 hour milestone is passed, with the most recent post being the 3,000 hour summary from about a month ago. He streams on Twitch frequently on a quest to complete the world's first Diablo 3 solo 100% run, and I certainly hope he makes it to the end, as this would be one of the wildest gaming achievements ever performed. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun making it and researching these really long speedruns. Let me know down below in the comments what kind of videos you'd like to see and what you thought of this video. And if you enjoyed it, please do hit this video with a like and subscribe if you'd like to see more. Appreciate you all. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video, hopefully soon. Lots of love. Ciao for now.